Introduction of kimchi.
1 minute Korean. It's common to see kimchi in every Korean drama and variety show.
Kimchi can be traced back to between 37 BC and 7 AD, when fermented food was in vogue. In earlier times, entire communities came together to prepare kimchi before winter. This process was known as kimjang.
Packaged kimchi can last as long as 6 months to even 1 year if preserved properly. Now, kimchi is a fermented food that is served as a basic and essential part of every Korean meal. In 2013, kimchi became a part of UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List. Kimchi can be made with any fresh vegetables. The most classic one is made with cabbage and salt. The most important part, which is the seasoning or kimchi paste, includes rice flour, Korean chili flakes, Korean fish sauce, Korean chives, carrots, minced garlic and ginger, onion, and some fruit like apple and pear. Thanks for watching.
안녕!
Korean drama names. 1 minute Korean.
주군의 태양. Have you ever wondered what is the meaning behind the drama's title? Guess what? In Korea, both gun and yang are the pronouns used to address listeners who are younger than you. Gun is for males, while yang is for females. They can be used after a full name, a last name, or a first name. Since the drama is about the protagonist, Tae Gong-soo and Chu Jung-won, the drama's title, 주군의 태양, means Mr. Juice, Miss Tae.
패를 품은 달. It is a historical drama broadcasted in 2012. It tells a love story between a fictional king, Yi Hwan, of the Joseon dynasty, and the girl Ho Yeon-woo, who is destined to be the queen. Hwan means warm in Korean, so the king represents warmth and is metaphorically referred as the sun. On the other hand, the queen is given the name Warm, which means the moon, so the drama title has the metaphorical meaning of the queen embracing the queen. Do you like these facts about K-dramas? Comment down below. 안녕!
Korean dialects.
1 minute Korean. Regional dialects roughly correspond to provincial boundaries, which are Gangwon-do, Gyeonggi-do, North and South Gyeongsang, North and South Chungcheong, North and South Jeolla, and Jeju Island. Both South and North Korea have their own standard Korean dialects, which are used in official setting. In the South, it is the 표준어. 표준어 밥 먹었어 in Gyeongsang dialect is 밥 먹었나? In Busan dialect is 밥 먹나?
표준어 왜 그래? In Chuncheon dialect is 왜 그랬냐?
We hope that you can know more about the different dialects in Korea. Thanks for watching.
잘가리!
Why Chinese words often appear in K-dramas? 1 minute Korean.
Do you know that there are hanja in Korean language?
Before the year 1443, Hanja was the only writing system in Korea. But in year 1443, the king Sejong Taewang created Hunmin Jeongeum. Since then, people started using Hangul instead of Hanja.
However, some hanja is still in use till the present time. There are 65% of hanja in the Korean language. Some Korean names still have the corresponding Chinese character. They have their names written in Chinese character on their ID card too.
In fact, there are some simple hanja that Koreans know, like the words that represent the weekdays. For example, 월, 화, 수, 목, 금, 토, 일. 안녕! 3 ways to say how are you. 1 minute Korean. In this video, we will share with you 3 ways to greet in Korean. Let's begin. Number 1. 안녕하세요. This is the most common way to say hello. Literally, this phrase means how are you doing. In informal context, you can also say 안녕 to people you know very well.
Number 2. 반갑습니다. For the first time you meet someone, you may use this phrase. It means nice to meet you. In an informal situation, you can also say 반가워요.
Number 3. 처음 뵙겠습니다. This is another phrase that means nice to meet you. You can also greet with this phrase when you see someone for the first time. Thank you for watching. 안녕. Daily Korean. 1 minute Korean.
Today we will share with you 3 Korean slangs in daily life. 휘진아, 너 어장 관리하고 있어?
아니, 나 모태솔로인데 소개팅 좀 시켜줘.
Just now, Sujin was asking if Hee-jin has been doing 어장 관리. 어장 means fish ponds, while 관리 means management. Being one of the targets in the fish pond, you are not the only one. So 어장 관리 means dating more than one person and avoiding commitments. 걱정 마, 넌 뇌색녀인가?
Sujin said that Hee-jin is a 뇌색녀. It's the abbreviation of a girl with a sexy brain. The last word may change depending on your gender. If you are a boy, you may call yourself 뇌색 남. Are you a 뇌색 녀 or a 뇌색 남? Comment down below. 안녕! Daily Korean. 1 minute Korean.
희진아, 너는 우리 반의 비담이야.
진짜? 제가 예쁘다고 생각하지 않는데 바퀴꾼이라서.
The word pidam is the short form of pijor tanda, which means the most beautiful person among the group. The word makikun means masked fish. This word can be used when someone takes off their mask and appear less attractive than when they are wearing it. The word kapunsa is the short form of 갑자기 분위기 상한다, which means the situation got super awkward all of a sudden. Do you have any friends who is pidam or makikun? Share this video and tag your friends below. 안녕! Intro to Korean on a reflex.
1 minute Korean. In Korean, there are informal and formal speeches. The use of different speech depends on the formality of the context and the power distance between you and the person you're referring to. The higher the level of formality in a context, the greater the need to use formal speech.
인사해. Can you guess the context and participants by the utterance without any information? From the use of 인사해 instead of 인사하세요, we can know that the speaker has a higher status than me and is close with me.
선생님, 진지 드세요. Instead of using the noun 밥, the verb 먹어, and the sentence ending 요, 진지, 드, and 세요 are used to show a higher level of politeness. See you next time. 안녕!
Intro to Lunar New Year.
1 minute Korean. Seollal is one of the biggest festivals in Korea. People usually get 3 days off during the festival. Many Koreans will return to their hometowns to visit their parents and other relatives. So traffic jams are common during this time of the year.
On Seollal night, they usually bow to their elder family members and they will receive pocket money and a word of blessing.
In Korea, rice cakes are essential for the Lunar New Year. Instead of the rice cake we have in Hong Kong, Koreans will have 떡국 in Seollal. 떡국 is the traditional Korean soup made with beef and rice cakes. Having 떡국 on Seollal is considered as adding 1 year to your age and becoming a year older. That's it for this video. 새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Introduction of Chuseok.
1 minute Korean. Chuseok is one of the biggest holidays in South Korea. It's a time when families gather together to give thanks to their ancestors for an abundant autumn harvest. It typically takes place in September or October according to the lunar calendar, just like the Mid-Autumn Festival in Hong Kong.
Traditionally, it's a time for Koreans to offer rituals to ancestors and express thanks for the fruitful harvest.
Some traditions like Tare takes place on the morning of the day of Chuseok. It's when family members gather in their homes to honor their ancestors with memorial services. The representative foods for this service are freshly harvested rice, 송편, and alcohol. Some more traditional food, such as 잡채 and 전, will appear in this important meeting too.
추석 잘 보내세요. Introduction of Tano.
1 minute Korean. Tano is literally the first fifth. Tan means first and O means 5. It corresponds to the 5th day of the 5th lunar month. Traditionally, the day was believed to be filled with positive yang energy, and in ancient times, when people worshipped the sun and the moon, Tano was a day for worshipping the god of the sun.
It is similar to the Dragon Boat festival that we celebrate with rice dumpling and enjoyable Dragon Boat competitions.
In Korea, people celebrate the Tano with rice cakes as well as participate in wrestling matches. There are some traditions like washing one's hair in water boiled with a sweet flag. Thanks for watching. 안녕!